The sun, it burns. Your eyes half peeled as you come to consciousness once again. Your lips dry, your head being split by hammers repeatedly striking. You feel uneasy, close to vomiting. Your very body's rejecting the state that you find yourself in. Covered in dust, sand, and smelling foul, you slowly come to the realization you're in the middle of a street of the busy town, Puma Gorge, and you have a massive hangover. With no idea of what happened, you find yourselves right outside the sheriff office, laying on the ground, covered in dust and disheveled. Let's start with introduction, shall we?
Alvar is this really tall guy. Not a very friendly face. He's never been a man of many words, and he's the kind of guy that you don't notice his presence until he moves or talks.
You see a short, masked food vendor with long black hair tucked into a taut ponytail. Her wooden mask is stylized in the face of a raven or a crow, held tightly to her face by a red string. Her clothes are of southern origin, probably one of the kingdoms now lost to war and famine. Her upper torso is that of a humanoid, while her lower half resembles a bird's legs with talons and rough alien skin.
You would see young man, maybe early 20s, a human with very blonde hair, though his skin is quite pale. It is still like tainted a little bit still here and there from the sun, though he wears quite vibrant colored outfits, like a traveler, more close fits for someone who walks fields or with animals. He looks probably a little bit disheveled.
There is this tall, approximately 6'10" character with muscular build, and the face seems to be partly covered by the black cape and a hat with a single bullet hole on the brim. The eyes glow from under the hat like two forges, and from what it looks like, it might be that the person's either wearing a very peculiar armor or that the entire body is made out of steel.
Coming to with a groan, you see a not young, not quite middle-aged, a man, the half-elf in origin, wearing the standard Chester cowboy leathers, and the hat that he pulls down over to try to shield his eyes from the sun. Puffy, dusty, and dirty, more so even than the rest of the party.
Okay, the first thing you see is a pair of curly horns jutting from an unruly head of thick white hair that reaches all the way down the middle of her back. Face is friendly, brown, glittering eyes with pupils reaching horizontally like those of a sheep. A smattering of freckles over the bridge of a button nose, and a wide grin with slightly crooked teeth. She is dressed in a rustic manner, a loose-fitting blouse covered by layers of woolen shawls and skirts edged by distinctively fey-looking patterns. In her hand she holds a shepherd's crook, and holstered at her hip is a pipe pistol. Hidden beneath her sleeve on her right arm, the skin around her wrist is slightly discolored, forming a pattern reminiscent of a link of chains.
Abathar Rook gets to his feet. When he stands, he is 4 feet tall, with an extra 11 inches for his very long white rabbit ears. He is dressed in a waistcoat with a necktie and trousers. He's not Donald Ducking it. He wears pants. His hands do have 5 fingers each, but his right hand ends in a kind of large leather-covered gauntlet that makes clicking noises when it moves. He just kind of dusts himself off and flicks his ears the way rabbits do to try and dislodge the dust from his pale white fur.